Hey guys, Tony here, and today I have been checking out Welcome Back Commander, which is out on the 5th of February. Welcome Back Commander has a few things going on at once. It's a real-time strategy with pause, tactical-ish, add in some roguelite decision-making elements, and you have this game. You look after a strike team, and it's your mission to dive deep into the contaminated city of Sunstone and get some answers before the mysterious deadly plague spreads. So how does the game play? The overall gist is that you have to enter the city, find supplies, survivors, and find a cure, all within a set period of time, depending on your difficulty settings. The story isn't massively long or in depth, but it's okay for what the game is going for. At the beginning of each run, you'll pick your team, your supplies, and a few other things, and you'll unlock more as you play. The game plays in two different ways, and you have the day, which is broken down into 4 events which happen each day. There's night camp, morning event, choice, and tactical deployment. The first 3 things all have options and decisions. So for example, night camp, you may choose to rest up, skill up, lighten the mood for morale. Morning event, you'll have to loot a bulldozer, a police car, an ambulance, or you might find someone injured and do you rescue them, which will usually lead to different supplies. So you can say you can look for a bit longer, but you may attract more attention. Or do you use some of your medical supplies to heal the person and bring them onto your team? The choice aspect will usually be what building you're going into. So it'll be like a police station or a pub. One will bring weapons and one may bring more of a chance to get food and survivors. Then finally, it drops you into the tactical deployment section. In this section, you control your guys directly, finding supplies, rescuing survivors, barricading windows, putting up turrets, and doing little mini missions to gain more units and save people. This is where you'll see the enemy. They're like zombies and they'll come in through the windows and attack you. And you kind of have to balance looting versus escape. So you kind of find the escape route of where you want to go, open the doors, and then you'll go and get all the looting done, killing the zombies, and then escape before you get killed. Death comes very quick in this game. However, if you escape, you make it onto the next day. If you die, it's game over and you start again. There's also kind of 5 chapters to play through which take on the form of DEFCON. So DEFCON 5 is kind of the initial stage, the easy kind of intro to the game. DEFCON 4, new types of infected appear, maps become bigger. DEFCON 3, this is where the bosses will come into it. DEFCON 2, maps become even bigger and difficulty goes up. Then you have DEFCON 1 where all your choices made so far in the game start come together. And there'll be a direct impact on the ending cutscene. I think the decision and story aspect work not too bad, and it's good to see that your decisions do matter. The tactical type aspect worked okay, I guess, but I would have liked to seen it being a bit more tactical. Your units also needed to have a bit more intelligence about them. You're constantly babysitting them. But you know what? For what's there, it's not too bad. Difficulty-wise, the game is pretty tough. I mean, stop babysitting for a second and you'll be wiped out. It is a really tough game, or I thought it was anyway. However, once you've played through a couple of runs, you do get a grasp of how the things work, and it does become a bit easier. I do feel the tutorial was lacking, and I think it should teach you way more about the ins and outs of the game. Graphics wise, obviously the first 3 events of the day are kind of presented in a more basic fashion, but once you get into the tactical side of things, it looks decent with some nice lighting effects, some interesting bosses and enemy designs, and the buildings inside look like they should. The mechanic place has a car in the middle, and the police station looks like a police station. Sound design is a little bit more on the basic side, but it's not too bad. However, be aware, I did have a few crashes to desktop, which was pretty annoying. So in conclusion, I think this is a decent little game. I would have liked it to have been a bit more fun in parts and really embrace that military sort of aspect of it. And I would have liked a few more ways to change the difficulty because I found it really hard. I don't know the cost yet as it's not out, so I can't comment on if it's worth it or not. But I think from the footage, you'll totally know if this is your sort of thing. It's just not quite for me. Anyway, guys, that's all I've got to say in this one. Catch you all later. Goodbye.